The other thing I do is smoothies. So I'll put this in a smoothie. A smoothie is kind of notoriously high in sugar. No matter what you do to it, a smoothie is going to be a lot of sugar, even though it's coming from fruit, but it's still going to be a lot of sugar and not quite enough fiber. So if I'm making smoothies either for myself or for my family, I always put in probably at least a tablespoon per person of flaxseed. And it really increases the fiber so that the sugar hits your bloodstream slowly. If you're having, maybe you're just getting up in the morning and having orange juice, which is probably one of the more negative things you want to do, especially when you're traveling because of the sugar content. When you have a glass of orange juice, you're almost like mainlining this drug into your veins. I mean, it just goes in so quickly. In fact, doctors who work with diabetics say never have orange juice, but if you want to have orange juice that has the pulp in it, that's actually okay, because the pulp, there's just enough fiber that it slows down how quickly that sugar gets into your bloodstream. So, so fiber is the answer here. So if you're making smoothies, putting it in Greek yogurt and also oatmeal. Great questions. Okay, so we're good on flaxseed. You have my secret weapon. Again, this is a great appetite suppressant. It's a great mild laxative, and it also has at least, at last research count, 27 different cancer fighters in flaxseed. So phenomenal as an anti-inflammation aid if you have a lot of inflammation in your system. Question?
How much flaxseed do you recommend a day?
Great question. The question is, how much flaxseed should I have in a day? Start slowly, okay? That is the word of the day. You don't want to have a tablespoon, a cup of coffee, and then go do a ropes course. Not a good idea. So what I would suggest is a teaspoon. Try it out on the weekend. I had one client once in the last 23 years who actually got a migraine she felt from having flaxseed. So try it out on the weekend. I've never had anybody have any problems with it other than her. So maybe it was her kids, you know, who knows what gave her the migraine. But so a teaspoon, and you can work up to about a tablespoon a day. There's some research that shows that more than 4 tablespoons a day, I don't know anybody who would do that, may suppress thyroid function. So I would never recommend anywhere near 4 tablespoons, but a tablespoon a day is a good place to finish. Okay, questions? We're doing okay? Okay, let's hit the next slide. An apple a day. Okay. I actually do travel with an apple a day, and I just wrap my pajamas around it or my t-shirts and things like that. And then it's amazing how light my bag is on the way home. It's just incredible. I know I have that to look forward to. What I love about an apple, recent research has found that an apple can wake you up as much as a cup of coffee. So I usually have an apple in the afternoon. When I start to get tired, I'm in a different time zone. I'm thinking about the mocha from Starbucks, and I try to have my apple first. And then if I really want to get something from Starbucks, I will. But I always make sure I have at least an apple a day with me on the road. This is also a great source of water. People forget that you can get a lot of water from fruits and vegetables. This is a great source of water. And it's also super high fiber, 3 to 4 grams per serving on a piece of fruit like this. Okay, doing okay?
But you would not just eat that apple without some other or...
Great question. So what would I do with the apple? If I was going to go to dinner with somebody within the next 2 hours, I could just have the apple and be okay. But if maybe it's 2 o'clock and I'm starving and I have a dinner meeting at 7, the apple is not going to hold me for that long. So what I'd probably do is have my apple, and then I always travel with almonds. So I probably have at least, a small handful of almonds, maybe 10 to 15 almonds, an apple, and that would be enough protein to really keep me full. Pumpkin seeds. Anybody a pumpkin seed fan in here? I need to put Jenny has a great pumpkin seed recipe. I'm going to put that on my website. So I love pumpkin seeds and I love almonds. I just mentioned that. So the almonds I use are the Kirkland Signature. I like the salt. I'll just admit that right now. I am a nutritionist who loves my salt. But the cool thing is that a serving of this is actually a fairly low amount of sodium. I think it's maybe 150 milligrams of sodium. The challenge is the serving size of almonds. This is not a serving size. So that's the unfortunate thing. So serving size, your palm is great. God gave each one of us like our own serving size to fit our body. So if you cover the palm of your hand, that's a serving size of nuts. So it's about 10 to 15 nuts for most of us. Also, if you have a shot glass, if you travel with a shot glass or have one at home, a shot glass is a perfect ounce, and you could actually just keep the glass in the Costco container and just pull it out and do a little serving size and take it to work of your almonds. But pumpkin seeds are my new best friend. Honestly, pumpkin seeds, one of the best protein sources on the planet. It's one of the highest protein seeds, and it's actually higher than most nuts as well. The other great thing about pumpkin seeds is it's one of the best immune system boosters on the planet. So this is a great thing to travel with, especially if you're around a lot of sick people or you're going to be on the road for a long time and it's the middle of winter. This is a great thing to travel with. So you can get these anywhere. I actually like the ones that have the shell on it because it takes longer to eat. When you get the ones that are already shelled, you kind of just keep shoving it in your mouth. So the shells slow you down. It's kind of like eating with chopsticks. So you can get pumpkin seeds anywhere. This weekend with your kids, get a pumpkin, bake them in the oven. I'll have a website or a recipe on my website. Also, you may have seen in your goodie bags a handout. I'm putting a private journeys page on my website with all of today's information, and I'll actually include that pumpkin seed recipe in the next couple of days. And then the site will be live for about 30 days. So you'll have the website on that. So pumpkin seeds, almonds, again, a 1/4 cup or an ounce is the perfect serving size. Just cover your palm. Green tea, any green tea fans? Okay, I love green tea. It is an acquired taste though, and I know the first time I tried green tea was probably about 15 years ago, and it just really started getting popular in America. And I was in Pete's Coffee in the Bay Area, and the only one they had was called gunpowder. And I thought, well, I guess maybe that's not really what it tastes like. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. It was terrible. I mean, it was the strongest green tea I've ever had. It took me years to go back. So the good thing is there's lots of different versions of green tea now with cranberry and lemon. And you don't have to steep it for very long to get the health benefits. Now, the warning I will give you on green tea, I do, as I mentioned, I always travel with my green tea, is the caffeine from green tea is different than the caffeine in a cup of coffee or a soda. So the caffeine in green tea actually gets lodged and hangs out in your fat cells for between 2 and 3 hours, and then it is slowly released into your bloodstream. So when you have green tea, it'll kick in about 3 to 4 hours. So it takes a little while. So you don't want to have this at night. I see a lot of diet suggestions on the internet, and people are saying, drink green tea at night, it'll kill your appetite. Yes, and then you'll be up until 2 o'clock in the morning. So don't have it at night. I usually have my green tea at about 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll kick in around 1. And when I'm traveling, I always seem to be, that's my danger zone, is that 1 to 3 o'clock time. And it'll kick in, my energy will be really high, and I almost never get tired in the afternoon when I travel, or even at home, as long as I make sure I have my green tea. Question?
Can you drink it cold or hot?
Yes, question, can you drink it cold or hot? Absolutely. Just be careful of the pre-bottled green tea. Yeah, tons of sugar. I mean, it's probably got 12 packets of sugar in the bottled green teas. And green tea frappuccinos don't count. So as much as I'd like to say they do. It was funny, I was in Hawaii one time with my husband, and he had discovered these green tea frappuccinos, and he heard me talk about green tea, and he's like, look, babe, I'm just doing so great. And he comes home, he's 5 pounds heavier. He was having the largest size every day with whipped cream. Like, that is not green tea. This is green tea. Starbucks Via, anybody a fan of Starbucks Via? Okay, I always travel with these. I love these. I get the decaf and the regular. And what I find is at night, again, if I'm on a different time zone and I just haven't eaten very well and all of a sudden it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm starving, I'll have a cup of hot decaf. Hot liquids will kill your appetite. Okay, that's a study that's been out for about 15 years now. Hot liquids will kill your appetite. So if I have this at night, I don't raid the minibar. So I always travel with a little decaf. I have my regular in the morning. I really love coffee, and so I just don't want to take a chance on a hotel giving me bad stuff, so I make sure I always travel with the good stuff.